How marketers got people to smoke cigarettes by showing that doctors not only approve them, but also use them. Before I get started on this video, I want to tell you that it's made in partnership with an amazing influencer platform called Saral that not only helps you discover influencers for your brand, but also helps you track those campaigns and make sure you're getting ROI, along with a whole host of other tools. So, it's the 1940s, and suddenly doctors are appearing on posters for brands like Camel cigarettes. Now, the reason being is that RJ Reynolds, a marketing agency back then, figured out that consumers trust what doctors tell them and trust that they know best. And unfortunately, it's not just back then, it's also today. Now, as I'm not a doctor, I'm going to remove this lab coat and stethoscope for the remainder of the video. So it turns out it's not just doctors who people trust to help them make decisions, it's any kind of expert that a consumer perceives as trustworthy. Take Melissa and Doug, for example, a very famous toy brand. They put approved by pediatricians on all of their product packaging and their website. And any skincare brand that you find today says approved by dermatologists or #1 dermatologist approved, things like that. And although that's powerful in terms of marketing, what's even more powerful is when you have real experts who speak on behalf of your brand and products. Now here comes the big question. How do we find these experts for our brand? And that's where Saral comes in. I'm going to show you a quick demo right now of the tool in terms of how you can discover experts and onboard them for your brand. And then I'm going to actually tell you the biggest struggle people have when it comes to onboarding experts and how you can avoid this pitfall. So the first thing we're going to do is type in a keyword. In this case, we're using gut health. So we can influencers who talk about this topic. Now we're going to go through some of the filters just so we can filter down some of the results that we're getting. And we want to make sure that obviously we're not finding other brands in this category because that is super important. We're trying to find content creators and influencers. And the list that we get is very, very good. We've got here someone who is certified in nutrition. So she would be an amazing influencer / expert for our business. If we were selling gut health products, this person is a doctor. We can see different accounts they've worked with, other brands maybe they've mentioned, similar creators, which is super important. We can see their audience breakdown. We can see the location of their audience, even down to where the city is. And of course, the most popular posts, which is going to be really helpful in terms of the type of content we'll get them to create. And now for the final takeaway. When looking for experts to be ambassadors or influence for your products, don't just look for someone with fame or who has thousands of followers. What you need to remember is to find someone who is the right fit. Think about what you've created your products for. How do they improve the world? What are your brand values, your mission? And how does that align with the expert that you're trying to connect with? So make sure you watch their content, see what they're passionate about. And that way, when you send them a message, it's going to be that much more aligned, that much more authentic, and you'll be able to build a much better relationship with them. That's all from me today on influencer marketing and getting experts on board with your brand to help you inform your consumers and make better decisions.